Chicken nugget check, guys. Chicken nugget check. How did we do? How did we do on the chicken nuggets? Let me know in the comments below. Do they look almost? Do they look about the same? Okay, let's try this. I have been waiting to eat this one. I try to recreate meals, but at the end of the day, it'll never be exact because these will always be better because it's handmade, scratch made. Okay, and then I made the creamy sriracha for you guys. So let's try that. This one, you guys, this is a good one. Tell me in the comments below what your favorite Wendy's item is. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Where's the Frosty? Where's the Frosty? Okay, so in the midst, I definitely suggest doing these a day ahead so that they can actually properly pickle. But I'm just making my pickles real quick. You guys know how it is. The only difference I'm doing is I'm using a waffle cutter so that we can get crinkle cut pickles. And I'm putting all the usual suspects. And I really like dried dill over fresh dill to make these pickles. I know it's much more of a mess and you can't really strain out all of the little dill flakes, but I feel like it provides much more of a concentrated dill flavor, and I love that. And then I'm also adding turmeric because turmeric will help with the color of the pickle. So you know how dill pickles have like that really greenish, kind of yellowish tinge? It's because of turmeric. So I add just a little bit of turmeric, not for the flavor, but for the color. And then I let that sit overnight. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump right into making the brioche bread. And I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, I was obsessed with this bread. So I'm going to have it linked down in the description. Make sure you try it 100%. You're going to love this brioche bread. It is perfectly sweet, rich, everything you want from a brioche. So you guys already know the drill. I am going to measure out all of my ingredients and then bring it together. After I'm done bringing it together, I'm going to let it sit for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and try to work the dough so we can start developing the gluten. You guys already know if you're not new to this. And then I'm going to let it sit again for another 30 minutes. And then you'll notice that as time goes on, the dough becomes stretchier and stretchier. So after I let it sit for another 30 minutes, I am going to stretch it out, fold it, and then I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. If you take the time with this, it'll come out so good. So I'm going to spray the bowl, leave it overnight. And then I'm going to take it out and divide it. Each was 80 grams each. And then I'm going to shape it, and as you can see, I kind of push it down and then I pull it and then round it out. After I'm done doing that, I don't show this, but I round it out and then I punch it down again and round it out again, just so that I can have a nice smooth top. The tops did not come out the way that I wanted because I rushed this recipe, but if you go back onto my Popeyes chicken, my Popeyes feast, that is exactly how you'd want to do it. It comes out nice and perfect on the top. After I roll them out, divide it and roll it, I'm going to put it into my ring molds. You guys know I'm like such a fan of these because the way that they bake inside the ring mold, it doesn't go out. It kind of builds a taller bun. If that makes sense, you don't have to do it this way. Obviously, I'm just doing this for the video and for you guys. And then I'm going to egg wash the top of this dough. Remember, be gentle, and if you want it to be super shiny, use just egg yolk. And then, yeah. And then I pop it in the oven, 350, until it was golden brown like this. And these buns were just so good. It is always worth it from scratch if you have the time. And then I'm going to jump right into making the French fries. I'm going to be doing the same method I did in, I think it was the last video, or the McDonald's feast video. I'm going to be doing the same method. I'm going to cut it to the size that I think Wendys fries are. And then I'm going to rinse it in water to get the starch out. Not for very long. I stopped, soaking my potatoes for very long because I don't really feel like you need to do that if you're going to be boiling them as well. So I just rinsed off the starch from the potatoes. And then from there, I boiled them for about 3 minutes with 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of vinegar to this big pot. And like I said in the last video, if you put too much of the vinegar, it will create a very weird texture. So make sure you're only doing about a tablespoon of vinegar. And then after 3 minutes of boiling them, I take them out and dry them on my towel. You want to make sure to get as much as water off as possible, or you will make a mess and create a fire hazard. So make sure your French fries are as dry as possible. And then I'm going to toss them in my oil to blanch them for about 3 minutes. We're doing this because if you want the texture of, when you get restaurant fries, they have like that crispy exterior, but then they have like this soft, pillowy, very pillowy consistency on the inside. And that's what doing this process is exactly how you get that. After I'm done blanching it for 3 minutes, I'm going to put it on a sheet tray and put it in the freezer. And once they freeze, I put them in a bag. And I know this sounds like a bunch, but obviously you guys aren't going to be making these feasts. But if you are making these like one at a time, or you have the time to do this, I definitely recommend it. And while that's overnight, I am going to start prepping my meat and my nuggets. I'm doing the same recipe that I did for the chicken nuggets for McDonald's, only I added in cayenne pepper and paprika, which I don't think is necessary because I couldn't really taste it. All it did was turn a different color. So you can just forgo that. I'll have the recipe down there. You guys know the drill. And I put it in my food processor with the seasonings, the oil, and the cornstarch. once I take that out, I start to shape them. And I have a little bit of water here on the side so that it helps it shape better and it's not sticking to your hands. After I'm done shaping that, I'm going to set that in the freezer until they harden up completely, or you don't have to do it completely, but set it in the freezer until they're somewhat hardened so that you're not, you know, it's not a mess when you're frying them. Now I'm going to be filleting this chicken for the chicken sandwich, and obviously we're going for really thin cuts, because if you had any chicken sandwiches from any of these places that aren't Chick-fil-A or Popeyes or whatever, they're always really thin, and sometimes they're not even chicken breasts. I think they're just like, what's it called, like the chicken nugget meat. And then I'm going to make the dredge for this. So what I'm going to do is use Japanese breadcrumbs or panko breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to blitz it so that I have big pieces and little pieces of the panko. Wendy's chicken nuggets, they have that like breading on them where you see big flakes and then not so big flakes. So that's why I'm using these. I only do that for a second. It doesn't need to be super fine. And then I'm going to add flour as well, and then my seasonings to make it spicy. And I put a ton of pepper, because if you've seen the chicken nuggets or you've eaten them, you see those big flakes of pepper. So I wanted the pepper to definitely be visible. And then after I made this, I made the wet mixture, which I was not recording what I did, but it was basically cold water. It was basically cold water and flour. And then I eventually ended up adding the seasonings, more seasonings to the flour, and then the seasonings to the batter. And then after that, it's pretty self-explanatory. I put it into the batter and knock off, and you want to knock off a lot or you're going to have a thick coating. And if you're okay with that, then that's fine, but try to knock off as much of the batter as possible before putting it into the flour. And then after that, you just kind of pop it into the fryer. And they come out so golden brown. They were so good, so spot on. So I highly recommend this recipe. So then I'm going to switch over to my fryer because it was just too much of a mess using this. I switch over and do the chicken cutlets. I did the same method as I did the chicken nuggets, only with this one, and then I just fried that until it was golden brown, and that was also perfect. Highly recommend. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of grinding my own meat now. I'm obsessed, so I just grind my meat real quickly. I show you guys that, and then I start to shape them into the square patties that they're known for. This actually wasn't my favorite part to do because it took me a lot longer than I had wanted it to, although I cut it down tremendously. Just shaping it was so time consuming because I was trying to get it perfect, but you do not have to do this. Like I said, I do a lot of this stuff just for you guys, just to show you my method. Once you start to square it out as much as possible, then I'm going to use my cast iron skillet. I love this skillet for frying up my burgers because I don't like, it has a lot of space. It has a lot of surface area, unlike the cast iron skillets or the pans. And I like that because I can fit more things on it. When you're frying these burgers, you want to leave it there for 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, until it gets that crust, and then you want to flip it. So don't like fidget around with it if you want that beautiful brown crust on your burger. Then I'm going to add my brioche bun. I put just a very light scraping of mayonnaise because it toasts really beautiful on bread. And then after I'm done with that, I just pull them off. I'm not going to add the cheese because I didn't want the cheese to be super melty. I wanted to kind of have those layers. Then I'm gonna jump into making my barbecue sauce, which was super easy and it was really, really good. These barbecue sauces, all these sauces that I make are just better. You know, I can't really say that a lot of these are extremely copycat because they are better, unfortunately. Like I said, the recipe will be linked in the description, so make sure you check there. I think what really made this barbecue sauce good was the molasses. The consistency of the barbecue sauce was really good because of that molasses for sure. But pretty similar to the last one I did. And then I added a lot of pepper because I don't know, is that Burger King or Wendy's? One of them looks like they have a lot of pepper in there, so I just put a lot of pepper in this one. But it came out so good. It's so good. You could use barbecue for anything, not just this. And then I'm making creamy sriracha. You guys, I don't know how their creamy sriracha tastes. I've been making this forever, and this is just how I make spicy mayo, and it's super easy, super simple, and it's so good. So I highly recommend this. And then I'm gonna do my ranch. I know that these videos and these clips are overexposed. I promise you, I'm always trying to get it together, but you know, sometimes I cannot help. Sometimes I can't help it. So I'm just making a quick ranch. You guys already know, like I said, linked in the description will be my ranch recipe. I suggest you give it a try. It's really good. It's kind of like I always compare it to pizza store or like pizza place ranch, because their ranch is really always good at the pizza places, so I would compare it to that. And also a tip, if you're doing this ranch, always add a little tiny bit of each. Like parsley, okay, but like when you're doing the dill, when you're doing the chive, just add a little bit because it's dried, so once it rehydrates, it'll be really in your face flavor, so just add a little bit at a time. And I suggest you let it sit before you add any more. All right, so now I'm going to be putting these together, and these were so beautiful. I love them. I love these recipes. The Baconator, I'm not going to give it away, but the Baconator was so good. Like everything was just so delicious. So I'm really excited for you guys to see and maybe even try this. So for the Baconator, all I did, I didn't even look this up. I just assumed that this is what it was because that's what I see. So some mayonnaise, and then one patty with cheese, and then another patty with cheese, and I bit bacon, but since they were thick strips of bacon, I did not overdo it with the bacon. Yes, I do wish I would have melted that cheese just slightly a bit more, but it was fine. And then I'm going to make the Dave's double, I think it was. And I'm just doing a little mayo at the bottom, 2 patties, cheese, and a small piece of lettuce because you know they don't give you too big of lettuce. And then the tomato, onions, and the homemade pickles. Look at how good those pickles look, you guys. I actually really love these pickles. They were so good. I'm obsessed with making my own pickles now, so I don't think I'm going back unless I like run out and I'm in a rush. And then I'm going to top that bun with some mayonnaise and ketchup. And look at that, just beautiful. And now I'm going to be making the chicken sandwich. This sandwich was so good too. Everything was just so good. So I'm going to do a little ranch at the bottom, the chicken, and I used Havarti because I didn't have Asiago. They were actually sold out at the store, so whatever. I just used Havarti. Havarti is a really good cheese to me. It's one of my faves. And then I'm going to do some pieces of bacon, a little sliver of lettuce, and tomato, and some ranch again. I don't know if it had onion. I'm not sure. I don't think so though. And then I'm gonna just fry up my french fries. You guys see, it's so convenient. You can actually do these fries. You can actually make your own fries and just like set them in the fridge or set them in the freezer, and you just have your own fries ready to go whenever you're ready to. And then fry them and salt them up. And those fries look good. They actually look legit too. Like, I know I do the same fries all the time, but it's like they all look legit. They all look like the fry. So maybe that's just because my cuts. Anyway, you guys, I'm so happy if you made it through this. Just look at this. Everything was so delicious. Leave me some lettuce emojis down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the mukbang part. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Can I just say, if the fans are on, I have my fan on, my filter on. If you hear all of that, I am sorry. But anyway, I did a Wendy's feast. I asked you guys on Instagram, what was your favorite Wendy's items? And if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, because that is where I post like behind the scenes. I asked you guys questions. I ask what you guys want to see next. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram if you want to partake in the action over there. I asked you guys what your favorites were, and this is what it was. It was a Baconator. It was the Dave's single or double or whatever. I just made 2 patties because that's how many patties I made. And the spicy chicken nuggets, the Asiago chicken bacon sandwich. So I made 2 of those, and then the french fries. And that's exactly what you guys said. You guys also said barbecue, ranch, and creamy sriracha. So I made all of that here today, and I'm super excited to try it. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna try the Baconator first. My version of Baconator, I'm 100% sure it's gonna be better than the actual, oh, chicken nugget check, guys, chicken nugget check. How did we do? How did we do on the chicken nuggets? Let me know in the comments below. Do they look almost? Do they look about the same? Let me know in the comments right now. Okay, let's try this. I have been waiting to eat this one. It's been waiting for me too. That is good. Wow. Oh my gosh. I actually only made one of these. I only made one, you guys. All right, let me take one more bite, because if I only eat this one, I can't get to the other ones. These are the fries. Oh my gosh. That bun is so good. Holy sh. Okay, let me stay on track, Elizabeth. Okay, so these are the fries I made. You guys asked for the fries, which I was shocked by. I didn't think a lot of people would care for the fries, but you guys did. And then I made the barbecue sauce. So let's dip it in. Okay, let me get to this one, because I actually smelled this one while I was making it, and I was like, that one smells legit. And you guys know we made our own pickles, okay? I just can't get over how good that bun is. Okay, and then I made the creamy sriracha for you guys. So let's try that. Okay. Let's try the chicken nugget. How did I do on the nuggets, you guys? All right, let's try it. Look at that. Oh my God. Those are good. I'll tell you something. Those don't taste like Wendy's. They taste way better. As a matter of fact, all of this is gonna taste better. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I try to recreate meals, but at the end of the day, it'll never be exact because these will always be better because it's handmade, scratch made. Anything scratch made is automatically better because you know what's going in your food. You put the tender love and care in it, and I don't care what you say. It just tastes good like that. If you're just gonna go run out there and grab some from Wendy's, of course it's gonna be smacking at that time. But if you're really into like making your own meals and copycat meals, this 100% will satisfy any kind of cravings, I promise. So let's get into this sandwich, which I'm actually really excited about, this one. Why? Because it has ranch. Oh, it's juicy. It's juicy. Okay. Oh my. Wow. Let me pour something to drink. My ice over here is melting. Little cranberry juice action today, you guys. Can I tell you guys what's my favorite? Besides all of it, it is all of my favorite. This one. This one's my favorite. I think it's because the buns are perfect with it. The sweetness in the brioche bun is going so good with the savory aspect of this, and it is just blowing my mind right now. Oh my God. Made some ranch for you guys too. I didn't make COPYCAT ranch because you guys already know I have a go-to ranch, and this is it. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie, I really like this too. Oh my gosh, it's just too much. It's too much to choose from. Because the ranch in this and the, oh my God. I really didn't know if this was gonna turn out, you guys. I didn't know. Because at the very last, I was trying to juggle frying all of this at the end and then showing you guys how to do it, and it was like, I'm just sitting there like, this is a disaster. It's gonna look horrible. Oh my gosh. Dang, that's a huge one. That's a huge nugget. Let's take a little smaller one. Let's take a smaller one. Oh, look at that one. Look at these spicy chicken nuggets. There's just so much here. It's just so much to choose from. I'm sitting here saying that that's my favorite, but Every time I eat one of an item, I'm just like, that one's good. This one, you guys, this is a good one. Oh, and the people out there who keep hitting me up about the sushi. Don't worry, you guys. I have not forgot about you, okay? I'm going to get to the sushi, I promise. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm gonna have to save this. This one is my favorite. I know, this one's my favorite, you guys. Oh my gosh. I really wish I could eat this with you guys right now, but I can't. I'm trying so hard. But this was so good. This is definitely going into one of my favorites. One of my favorite feasts. You guys, say it with me. We made the bun from scratch. We made our own patties. We ground our own meat. We made our own pickles. Where are my pickles at? We made our own pickles. We made our own creamy sriracha. We made our own Wendys barbecue sauce. We made our own ranch, our own French fries. What else? What else? Our own spicy chicken nuggets. Come on. Tell me in the comments below what your favorite Wendy's item is. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Where's the Frosty? Where's the Frosty? Okay, so in the midst of doing everything like frying this, I just decided not to put the Frosty on camera because I did not want this to get any colder than what it was already getting because I was trying to juggle all of this at once. So I just decided that I'm going to save the Frosty either for a separate or a second part to this and just like do a little more chilled down version of this. But don't be mad, you guys. The Frosty recipe, I actually looked up the Frosty recipe. Not a lot of people got it spot on except for, who was it? Oh, I forgot their names. It's two guys that cook in the kitchen. They perfected the Frosty and I was gonna do their recipe, but I will have it linked down below if you guys want the recipe to a Frosty because theirs is super, super legit. But other than that, what do you guys think of this? Would you eat any of this? Would you try any of this? Tell me right now. Oh my gosh. I'm so sad I can't eat more. I just did, it's like I just did all of this shit just to sit down and be like, all right, I'm done. Oh, look at this bun. Look at this bun, you guys. Beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better spread. I'm super excited I did this. And shout out to you guys, as always. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. If you guys are still here, leave me hashtag LizzyLou versus Wendys in the comments below if you guys are still here. This was super, super fun. I love doing these videos for you guys. And last but certainly not least, you guys better make one of these recipes because if you don't, I'm coming for you.